Today on This Week, ATLC 4, 5, and 6 recapped. Then, Challengestone 3 results. Then, ASUS Republic of Gamers Summer 2015 tournament results. Blizzard has lots of money. Everything we know about the grand tournament so far, plus an exclusive pre-release card tier list. A whole bunch of Tavern Brawl stuff. And as always, BM of the week, this week in Hearthstone. Hello and welcome to This Week in Hearthstone. I'm your host, Geoffrey Primp, and also single, ready to fingle. And boy, I hope you had a nice 3 weeks because we're back to ruin that with This Week. And also the last 3 weeks, the Archon Team League Championships have been happening, and looking at the current standings, things have changed big time, with middling Team Tempo Storm taking a commanding lead after trashing Team Liquid 6-1 and a solid win over Nihilum 6-3 in weeks 5 and 6, respectively. Next week is looking to be very interesting, with current leaders Tempo Storm playing off against Value Town and places 3 and 4 Nihilum playing Cloud9, meaning that the winners of these two matches will be going straight through to the finals, with the losers advancing to the Satellite Tournament, where walking home with a $240,000 prize pool is going to be much more difficult. Also next week, Team Archon will be playing off against Team Celestial, who have the opportunity not to win anything for themselves, but to ruin Archon's fun by knocking them out of the Satellite bracket and into the Redemption bracket. But for now, as we wait the final tumultuous week of ATLC, let's go to some tasty, hopefully cool highlights.
Series. Because if Trump is able to sneak a win here, like...
You're queuing into handlock, it's not ladder where it might be zoo. Frothing is a risky card to keep because if you don't have an execute to protect it, you can't really just run it out there. So you're just keeping it.
Yeah.
I good done the math.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. Trump should have
realized. Look how fast he's working. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, what's up? Like, what?
Yeah. My name's not Zale.
Yeah, Trump should have caught that and gone for the Dr. Boom play. Unless he thinks maybe some people only play one in a rage, but you know.
The attacks are not queued yet. What's going on?
That might be lethal.
It's gotta be lethal.
You think it's lethal? You think it's enough still?
I don't know.
It's all about the rope.
Maybe it shows not
about
just
the
because
rope.
it's only play.
Alright, well that's 7 apiece, 17,
34.
17.
The rope, man. The rope is crazy.
Yeah, I think that's like barely enough. I think he won by like 2 damage or something.
No, but the patrons spawned because if the patrons didn't
Trump is
spawn,
yawning.
he doesn't have lethal.
Oh, you're right.
He's got 34, man. He's missing just a bit if he doesn't have. Well, never mind.
Okay.
It is one over.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow.
Oh, should have gone for the boom bots.
Trump is like, this game is so good. This is such balance.
Hey Joes, knock knock.
Who's there?
Cool.
Cool who?
Cool highlights. Thank you. August 1st and August 2nd saw the third installment of Kriparian's popular deck building tournament, Challengestone. The series is structured as a standard best-of-5 Conquest-style single elimination tournament, and this Challengestone gave players 20 minutes to build 3 unique decks with different classes, where each card must be able to target other minions or heroes, testing not only their Hearthstone ability, but their knowledge of the entire card pool as they attempt to build decks that not only work within the restrictive rules, but can predict and counter the unusual cards that players are going to reach for in the format. Looking at the results, professional player, terrible streamer, and winner of the rip-off tournament, Geico Brawl Forsen took the series, winning 4-3 over Polish player Lothar in the grand final. As for how he did it, here's Forsen talking about his scummy approach to deck building this Challengestone, and also some nice, hopefully cool, high glicks.
It's highlights, man.
High glicks.
You said it really wrong.
Higg glicks.
Here we are with Forsen. Just had a chance to build your decks. What'd you think of the challenge?
It was pretty interesting. It's completely different meta now that you can barely use any minions, or you're very restricted to certain minions. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Some of the ideas that a lot of the cards that work are forced into getting countered. You know, buffs are really good, but there's not many creatures, so there's a lot of silencing in BGH. So we'll have to see kind of how it works. I saw your approach with the shaman, with the rogue, with the priest. Overall, very good decks. What was the strategy behind the class picks?
Well, my very first thought was like priest. They have a lot of cards that interacts with the board and like a lot of spells you can fill out your deck with. That was my first, like that. I think that is my strongest deck. But my idea going into this challenge was playing triple Alexstrasza decks and then just having the burst to finish him off at 15. Just a lot of stalling, and then when you have with Alexstrasza, you try to kill him afterwards. So that's kind of my idea with all these decks. And I figured these three were the best for that.
Well, it looks pretty good. I know you participated in another type of alternate ruled tournament in the past, and you won that one. Is your confidence up in general in these type of tournaments, or do you just feel pretty good in the state?
I mean, I know there's a lot of things I could have done better with these decks, but with the time limit I had, I'm pretty happy, and I'm pretty confident as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You know, everyone can choose to change a few things in their decks when they have unlimited time, but no one's like truly 100% happy at the end of these.
Yeah,
and
hopefully.
if they are, it's because overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job. You will get to maybe improve your decks a little bit if you make it to the final, of course. And well, good luck with that.
Yeah, the thing is that right now
I was gonna enter Fire Cabal.
Oh man, the place.
I didn't even see that. That was great. Are easily mind controlled. Oh my god.
Yeah. And like he has so many buffs, and if you just steal something like that, it's like the super dream.
This is gonna be a trade-off, you know. It's gonna be a Shrinkmeister Cabal on the Cabal, and then a Shrinkmeister Cabal on Cabal that was stolen by the Cabal.
The Uber punish.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Freshka's the one, you know, hitting creatures with his 6/6.
Yeah, he's a board killer, kind of. No, not really. The free tool will survive, but yeah, who cares?
I have an idea for a Challengestone. Challengestone 4, every minion must be equal. Forcin took home $1,800 of the tournament's $3,000 prize pool for his efforts. July 30th to August 2nd saw the ASUS Republic of Gamers Summer 2015 Hearthstone and StarCraft 2 esports event. What a mouthful, just like me. 32 players battled out in a Conquest double elimination best of 5 tournament for a cool $25,000 prize pool. Taiwanese invitee and bad name haver Tom60229 took the tournament over Swedish stupid hat wearer Powder in a close 4-2 series, making use of Patron Warrior, Ramp Druid, and Oil Rogue. The tournament was standard fare. However, Tom's victory resulted in quite possibly the best post-match interview of all time. Please, have a look. I'm a mouthful.
Tom, congrats. Your first big tournament win. So,
really happy, yeah.
how did it feel, basically? Like, those patron games were pretty amazing overall. Like, he got like a pretty good opening start in that final game, but you just were able to take it with those amazing acolytes, whirlwind into battle rage even?
I'm pretty happy I can use the Patron Warrior, because it's my first time for this tournament. Yeah, and I'm really confident with this deck. Yeah. So I choose to revive it. I think Patron just like, if you have normal lucky, I think it just be any desk, yeah.
Cool. I have to ask, was it all just BM? I mean, you had lethal one turn earlier, in the very last game. You had 14 power on the board, you had a death spite in your hand. You could have ended it one turn earlier, did you notice that?
The very last turn.
Yeah.
You had lethal.
You went for trade? Yeah, you had lethal.
I didn't see, yeah. So.
Okay.
It's alright, it's alright. You won the tournament.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't feel too bad right now still.
Market analysis company Superdata released a report recently which contains specifics on the fat stacks that Blizzard is making with Hearthstone to the tune of $20 million per month, which we've been told looks something like this. And according to our calculations, it's very, very approximately 285,000 Hearthstone packs per month, or 3 hero portraits. We'd love to go into more detail, but the full report costs $2,000 US, which we'd rather put towards 1,000 arena runs. And now, this week in Hearthstone's super cool coverage of all the Grand Tournament stuff so far. And also our exclusive pre-release tier list created from over 6 hours of footage from comparing reynad and Trump. Here it is, folks, the moment you've all been waiting for. This week in Hearthstone's Grand Tournament info, Blowout, everything we know about the Grand Tournament so far, all in one place. But first, let's look at the trailer.
From east to west, heroes are sent, seeking glory in the greatest of events. There are knights on noble steeds, those who will bring them to their knees. There are monsters to test their mettle at every turn. Legends will rise based on their merits. There's even pirates riding parrots. It's the Grand Tournament.
The Grand Tournament, more like the Cool Tournament. The Grand Tournament was announced at an event at the Foundry by Blizzard, and this Foundry announcement event was called the Blizzard Foundry Announcement Event, where some people went and they said cool things about cards that are new cards. They're not in the game yet, and people went to the event to see cards early and got really excited, and it was a nice time. Here's some hygladen.
So Goblins and Gnomes is all about, the crazy goblins, the crazy gnomes, their crazy inventions, and, doing battle with each other in crazy ways. And we really like that.
You're just talking about RNG, aren't you, you fraud?
Maybe we could do something like, the Lich King versus Battle Pets.
Oh, good lord, Eric Dodds has gone mad with power.
Oh,
first day's cameraman. Hopefully, he doesn't move.
And these people
oh, shit.
were sitting around at
oh,
the
well, maybe he's up
said,
here. Or maybe if I'll just wiggle it until I find him. There he is. Got him.
It's a super fun spell because it makes you play Hunter a little bit differently. You're sort of waiting for the big turn where you can just draw tons of cards. So it's an interesting twist in how you're playing Hunter. So we had to, of course, make an awesome new board.
Yeah, new board.
This inspired keyword on so many neutral minions that there's actually a ton of different combinatorics.
What are you, Dr. Seuss? You bullshit, that's a word, Eric Dodds. Eric Dodds. Thank you, Eric Dodds. You truly are really cool. The Grand Tournament will be similar to Goblins vs. Gnomes, a set of 132 new cards. This means 49 commons, 36 rares, 27 epics, and 20 legendaries. The cards will contain a new keyword, Inspire, which triggers effects each time you use your hero power. Oh wait, it isn't new. Floating Watcher, and Floating Watcher is kind of trash, so... The cards will also contain a new mechanic, Jousting, which triggers special battle cries on minions if you win a joust. In a joust, both players reveal a random minion from their deck, and if the instigator of the joust reveals a higher cost minion, they win, and the effect triggers. Although it's important to note that if the joust ties, the effect does not trigger. This has professionals wondering, is this mechanic going to be too unreliable to work in Constructed? Well, they're all too clearly scared to make any bold predictions, so I guess I have to do it. Joust is going to be too unreliable to work in Constructed. All the Joust cards are going to be disappointing, and Ben Brode is going to continue to laugh from his crystal fortress while millions of dollars rain down upon his naked body. But seriously, streamers just be like, oh, everybody's saying this card is trash, but, if you put it in this, super, really niche deck, maybe you could see some constructive play. Man up! Streamers, card reviewers, make bold, sweeping statements. Look at me, I'm Trump. I'm pragmatic and I consider all the options. And look at me, I'm reynad. I have nice hair and a staircase, and I have opinions. Where's the heart, guys? It's Hearthstone, not Pussy Stone. Where's the spirit? But for now, please enjoy our presentation of the This Week in Hearthstone official TGT pre-release card tier list. Hope you enjoy. And here it is in all its glory, the tier list. Yeah, look, I'll be honest, I don't know how to make this thing sound interesting. I guess you can just kind of look at it. But basically, how I made it was I went through all of reynad, Kripparrian, and Trump's TGT pre-release card reviews,
and very roughly assigned them all a rating between 0 and 3, tabulated the results, averaged them, marked them in order, and then based on their average rating, assigned them these very rough tiers. So I don't know why I did it. It took upwards of 10 hours. This video is super late just because of this. It's kind of like my Ozymandias' Kingdom, so maybe enjoy it in that sort of morbid facet. But regardless, it is so exciting seeing which cards are going to change the game. So here is some standouts, some of the best and some of the worst cards that we have to look forward to in the upcoming expansion. Let's get excited together.
In some decks, it's going to be just crazy OP. The average result of this would be just totally crazy.
I love playing Control Warrior, and there's no question that Varian Rin deserves a spot in your Control Warrior deck.
Cards that are extreme and are really good in extreme situations usually make some niche lists. So for instance, we saw like Malagos Warlock, and this card kind of fits that.
I like the card design. I actually think it's a good card.
You play against the Hunter. You attack with your garbage minion first because you don't know if it's a freeze trap, and if he has no board, you really have no way of knowing. So if you attack with your small minion first, it's not freeze trap, it's bear trap. You do like 1 damage to the Hunter, and then your second creature is like a big creature. Well, the bear with taunt might prevent the big creature from doing damage. It seems really cool. It seems like it's a fairly effective card.
So it turns out that 2 mana for a 3/3 bear is pretty good value.
Kind of see a trend with that. None of these Druid cards really fit the existing Druid decks. So it's very likely that we'll see something new pop out. And this seems strong enough as a standalone card to maybe make that list.
So here's another fun card for your Druid Beast deck. Hey, I might look into that for the free-to-play next month.
So much flexibility, and even though each half of it isn't that strong of a card on its own, in this case, like, the choice mechanic just gives it so much extra value.
So if this card would see immediate play in existing decks, as well as perhaps some real play in some of the slower decks that we might see in the future, that means this card is just really good.
Because now I can play a deck with 2 Mirror Entity, 2 Effigy, and maybe like 1 Counter Spell or 1 Duplicate or something, and all of a sudden I have like these insane early game plays.
And this card will basically replace Anti-Keelbot, and I think will make the Shaman list a lot more viable in the control sense.
And I'm glad that Shaman got this card. It's a good Joust card, so I'm really happy with this one.
2 mana, 2/3 Druid rare with Battlecry that gives you a mana crystal, and Death Rattle that destroys a mana crystal. This card is amazing.
This is really not okay as a card. Like, it's like Undertaker, like if you don't deal with it immediately, you lose the game.
You thought Wild Growth was good. Now you've got Wild Growth, plus you get a free 2/3. That's a good card. That's an amazing card, actually.
The cards are good, but this mechanic is a big part of the reason why I stopped enjoying Magic, where it's an animal, and you play your animal, and then you put pants on the animal, and then it does stuff that rewards you for putting pants on it.
This is a 2-drop that basically kills all your other 2-drops.
Totemic Might hype.
Awesome name, awesome card, awesome artwork. This card's nuts.
Yeah, it's all right when it's like totally crazy, I suppose. And that kind of just proves that it's pretty much junk.
It's bad.
But you can't attack unless you play your hero power. Wow.
I think splitting the difference would have made sense, so make it a 3/4. Unfortunately, Blizzard disagreed, thought that would be too powerful, and they made it a 2/4. So the card sucks.
Well, when people look at this card, they say that, okay, it's terrible because I don't want a hero power on turn 3. It's really inefficient. And they're right.
Demon Fire wasn't particularly good. And now we have Demon Fuse, which is really, really not good.
I have a better idea for this card. I mean, it'll see about the same amount of play.
A lot of people are complaining about this card, saying it's pretty terrible. Like, it's bad, don't get me wrong.
This card just seems pretty horrible.
The Overload 2 is that's a big drawback.
I cry every time. Like, Shaman are weak, so they deserved something better. They deserved something better. Why? This could have been such a good card if it was Overload 1. It could have been so good.
Thank you, Geoffrey. And now me, Geoffrey. Cool, Geoffrey. And now, since we're running out of time, the last 3 weeks of Tavern Brawls, summarized as quickly as I possibly can. Wow, start the game with 10 mana. I can play all my favorite big minions. Oh wait, aggro combo decks are wrecking everyone just like ladder. Wow, half my deck is unstable portals. Anything can happen. Oh my god, my opponent got an early 7-drop. I lose. Hey, cool, a useless spell. Oh wow, everything is a pilot shredder, just like Constructed. Also, Lil Exorcist is that unpopular girl in school whose parents went away for the week and everyone started hanging out at her house and she thought she was finally popular, but people just wanted somewhere warm to smoke pot and stop talking to her as soon as her parents came home. And that's it. That is This Week in Hearthstone. Bap, bap, bap. Be sure to stick around for BM of the Week. And here is some links to some stuff that we / Tempostorm, our lovely host / sponsor, I don't know what to call them. Our boss? Just what should we call reynad? What is he to us?
He's weird.
Thank you, Weird reynad, for the opportunity for Thank you so much. We're out of here. Peace in 92, boy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
And you guys, lock and load reads each time you cast a spell this turn, add a random hunter card.
Right.
It just so happened that he just got a ton of spells this game.
Yes. That's right. It's not just spells. It can be minions too.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely to chain off of itself.
It's a priest card, but not able to be enough. In fact, if Trump just attacks into the, if he just attacks into,
yeah,
that's a heal bot.
That's a heal bot.
That's a heal bot. No, Trump, you attacked into it. Oh no. What a disaster!
That's a little embarrassing. That's okay.
Firebat didn't even know what to do.